Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. Laura Van Barker stumbled in, as she usually does on Friday evenings. And
I've literally stumbled in today.
You actually did stumble in.
I did.
And you'll probably stumble out tonight,
I
too.
probably will, because you know what I like about Fridays?
What do you like about Fridays?
Day drinking.
I am really excited about tonight's show.
Isn't this fun?
It is fun.
Yeah.
And I never know what to expect. So Angie tells me she doesn't really, she tells me a little more than,
Hey, you.
Then, hey, you, somebody's coming in.
Turn on that microphone.
She gives me a little bit of information about who's coming in, but I deliberately don't do a lot of checking.
Oh, I was going to say day drinking.
I don't do a lot of, I'm starting to do a lot of day drinking, but that's a whole different story. But I don't do a lot of checking simply because I like first impressions.
Right.
And I don't want anything to color that first impression.
To muddle that.
So
that's what Larry King used to do. He would wait till he wouldn't do any research on anybody.
Right.
And then they would sit down, and that's when he would start doing his research.
Right, exactly. And I think, let's just cut out the crap. Let's get right to it. Okay?
Let's get right to some
The reason I'm
drinking.
excited is because we have Mike Gerard in this evening, and who has, I'll show you on YouTube and Facebook. Although this is, what size is this, Mike?
That's a 50 mil.
A 50 milliliter bottle of moonshine, and this one is styled. What would you styled, flavored? What's the right word to use?
We flavor some of them. Some are flavored, unflavored.
Okay.
Moonshine's
So when I say this is a margarita moon, that is
tasty. I've had that one.
Tasty.
I know there's a shocker.
Margarita moon, you would say, is the flavoring, is the style. What,
Yeah, that would be
right.
That would be the flavor that you would get from it, the character that it carries in the bottle, and the flavor,
Okay.
the aroma. and
All
everything.
right. Oh yeah. Oh, you're giving the universal radio signal of getting closer to your
Exactly.
microphone. All right. Okay. So Mike is the proprietor, owner.
Yep.
President,
Proprietor,
CEO,
owner, all of it.
All
yeah.
the above.
We're kind of
janitor,
small. So.
dishwasher, everything, right?
Everything.
Of 300 Days Shine.
Shine.
300 Days of Shine, excuse me.
Little itty
But
bitty,
the
teeny
website is 300 Days. And it's 3, the number 3, and then 100 spelled out, days, plural.com. 300days.com. Why?
Why? Well, when we put all this together, we do a Colorado style shine, from the name to what we put in the bottle. So the 300 Days of Shine comes from the unofficial slogan of Colorado, which is 300 Days of Sunshine. Dubbed that in the 1870s. A columnist actually came up with it to influence settlers to move out west.
Yep.
And we just dropped the sun, and we make a Colorado shine, and the 300 Days of Shine just really put it all together.
I love it. Okay. So you grew up in Montana.
I did.
In a how many stoplights?
None. Stop signs. We got
For some reason I thought there was one, but okay.
We got a flashing light in the middle
you got
of
a
town.
flashing light. You got a flashing light in the middle of town, and you've been in Colorado how long?
I've been here since 2010.
What brought you here?
The Army. I was stationed in Fort Carson.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You now in or out?
I retired.
Retired.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I did 23 years. I retired out here in Fort Carson.
23
out of
years.
Fort Carson.
23 years. You look like you're like 25.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah. He was in there when he was 12.
So he's like the greatest generation. He lied and he enlisted when he was 8. Well, congratulations. 23 years. That's good.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good.
Thank you.
All right. So you moved to Colorado. You go to Fort Carson.
Yep.
And somewhere, somehow, you're married, right?
Yes.
Children?
1, and I got 3 grandkids.
1 and 3 grandkids.
Yep.
I know, right?
Is it the Army or is it Sunshine? Because I'm too late for the Army, but I can start on the Sunshine.
I don't know. Me and my wife
honest to
hear
God,
that all
you
the
look
time.
like
You look like you're about your 40s,
no,
30s?
No, I was going to say I'm not lying. 32 to 35 years old.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And he's not going to tell me.
He's not going to tell
He's not
us.
going to tell me.
But we can do the math.
Yes, right. We'll do the math. All right. So one child.
Yes.
Doing what?
She actually works for the company.
She does?
Just about everything that is in the bottle. She blends bottles, final packages. She's my wholesale warehouse manager. My wife does all the social media marketing. She sets my schedule. She's the one who told me to get over here for this interview.
Get over there.
So yeah, my wife is like the brains behind the outfit. She makes sure that everything runs smoothly. She manages our tasting room down in Monument, as well as our second one up in Rhino up in Denver.
Yeah.
And she makes sure that I'm where I'm supposed to be and doing what I need to do. And then the social media stuff.
What's her name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, I just want you to know that he showed up and he was on time.
And he was on time. We weren't.
And
But
that's right. He was on time and he's behaved himself quite well.
He has been.
So far. I just want to say so far.
We got
So
time.
far. We have time. That's right. All right. So you get out of the Army, and what precipitates the desire to become a moonshiner?
Well, it actually started.
Is moonshiner, is that pejorative, or is that a legitimate way to
It's
describe it?
pejorative more. I mean, it's what I really consider myself. Everybody talks about distilleries with their master distillers, and I don't consider myself a master distiller. I haven't mastered the entire trade. I didn't go to school for it. It's something that I taught myself. It started off as a hobby, like a lot of guys make beer and wine.
Sure,
I just
right.
went straight to making liquor. I fell in love with it right off the bat, just the process of it. My job in the military, I was a bomb tech. Being an EOD, one of the things that we go to school for and we learn is how to make homemade explosives because
Right.
those are being used against us.
Exactly.
The chemical process on
You
that.
learn all the chemical
Yeah.
stuff.
The chemical process of that is what kind of fueled this. So it was actually my last deployment before I retired. I had a little chemistry project that I started off to the side. Believe it or not, bomb techs have a lot of
downtime.
parts and pieces
Well,
of
of course you
IEDs
do.
laying around that
Yeah,
we've defused.
right,
And we had a lot of the Afghan pressure cookers, rice cookers, laying around that were IEDs at one time. I cleaned one out and got a hot plate, some copper line from HVAC, and built my first still.
See the
while I
damn
was
AQ and
overseas.
the Taliban? We own you.
Yeah,
We own you because we're now enjoying moonshine.
exactly. Take a negative, turn it into a
That's
positive.
right. Way to go, Bucko. Way to go. All right. So you're late. You're playing around. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You got lots of military buddies. You got downtime. You got to do something, right?
Yeah, and when you're deployed, you've got downtime,
Right.
and in that downtime, a lot of guys watch movies, play video games, whatnot. You try and find something to occupy your time,
Sure.
take your mind off what's going on around you,
Yep.
and just to kind of get away from what's going on. I was, I'm an older guy, so the video games didn't really appeal to me that
Yeah.
much, and plus I was kind of banned from it from my soldiers because I have a bad temper. And I broke more than one remote by just standing across the room.
I like you more and more.
So,
I like you more and more. As longer this goes on, the more I like you.
So and at home, I tinker around on my Harley. I reload ammo. I do a lot of shooting. I do a lot of hands-on stuff. I build models and I do things with my grandkids. So this was just something to do with my hands and see if it would actually work. And
Without
late,
blowing up.
late one night, that first drop comes out of that worm, and I was hooked ever since. I've been making liquor as a hobby since then, and then I was doing it in my garage when I got back. It was just something I was making. I started adding flavors to it, and it started getting real popular. I ended up at a Broncos game, at a tailgate party, and the guys who were drinking that, long story short, they're my investors. They saw something in it. Sat down with them. I was getting ready to retire anyway. Didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up, and they said, "Here, we'll fund the whole thing." And we drew up a business plan, sent it out, and now
They wrote the checks,
And now you're
and
in.
now,
Wrote the
and now
checks,
here you
a
are.
little bit of my own money, and now we're in 350 liquor stores and just trying to keep up with Colorado's thirst for moonshine.
Oh, I love it. Hang on. It's the Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. Talking to Mike Gerard from 300 Days of Sunshine. The website, 303, and then the word 100days.com.
Can you brush your shoes? Stand before the mirror. And you comb your hair. You grab your coat
Hey, welcome back to Let's Eat segment of the Michael Brown Show. We're talking to Mike Gerard from 300 Days of Sunshine. Again, the website is the number 3 and then the word 100 days, and days is plural.com. And I just want you to get over to the website because it's a, first of all, your wife does the website and stuff?
Yes, she runs all the social media.
She's really good at this.
Yeah.
She's really good at this.
So you're on Facebook and all the social media
Twitter,
platforms.
all that.
Yeah, I'm going to the Facebook page right now because I've got to go over and do I get like a free sample if I click on like on the Facebook page or something?
If you stop in a distillery and I'm there, I might give you a free sample.
Might.
You know, I'm just
That's the operative
thinking every time I travel to the undisclosed location, now I've got a
You could
reason to
stop.
stop in Monument.
Right.
Hey, Mike, I'm headed to Mexico. I need a
Some
I need something
margarita moon.
I need something to tide me over.
Exactly, or some firebomb.
How many liquor stores did you say you were in?
We're in just about 350.
How many states does that cover?
Just Colorado.
Oh, just Colorado.
We are still in the grassroots kind of phase of our business right now. We are looking.
Okay, time out before you finish that thought.
Yeah.
350.
350. Yeah.
Just Colorado.
Yep.
And to you, that seems grassroots. To me, 350 liquor stores seems to be an incredibly good number.
It is.
Oh, okay.
No, it is.
Okay.
350 is I mean, it's a lot even for us. What we're keeping up with right now. There's, but within that 350, there's still quite a few stores that we're not in. There's roughly 200 to 300 liquor stores in the state of Colorado that make up almost 80% of all sales in Colorado.
Yeah.
And of that list, we're in about 75% of that.
Okay.
My goal is to be in 100% of that list, or at least 90% or more before we really start looking at out of state. We do have interest in California right now. We sent our apple pie out for a couple of competitions there called the SIP Awards.
Yeah.
And it's a consumer-based spirit competition. Last year we won a platinum. This year we won double gold, and now I've got 2 distributors who want to carry our stuff in California.
Oh.
So we're sending samples out there, and we're figuring on breaking in the California market here soon.
And so even though it's a product that we all love, moonshine, you still have to grapple, though, with the idea. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you're at 350 liquor stores. You have a distillery and Monument. You obviously want to grow because you want to grow the business. I'm not sure how big you want to grow it, but everybody wants to grow, right?
Sure.
So now you have to grapple with, you've got a couple of distributors in California that are thinking they'd like to distribute out there. So you've got to start calculating, if I do that, how do I meet potential demand for California?
And that's why we're still in the grassroots, because the last thing I want is for our shelf space to go empty here in Colorado because we're shipping so much out to California, some other state.
Right.
My goal is to understand to have a good grasp on what demand is in Colorado so that doesn't fall short.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want is, my devoted customers here in my state to, not be able to find my product.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, no, people have an idea of what moonshine tastes like. They see it in the movies that, it's like corn. They make it out of corn in the middle of a forest. What does your moonshine taste like? How would you describe moonshine to people who've never had it?
Yeah, so ours is it's quite a bit different. Most.
Are you gonna? By the way, are you just gonna open one and let us try one?
Absolutely, you can try any one of them you want.
Obviously, I want to try the apple pie.
Here, I'll just slide it right on over to you.
Would you like a straw to go with that?
I do have some cups here.
As long as it's plastic.
Oh, we can't
As
have
long as it's a
straws.
plastic straw.
So, I mean, all moonshine, every manufacturer of moonshine is going to have a little bit different flavor, different character. The one thing that's different about ours being a Colorado moonshine versus a southern moonshine is most of your southern moonshine and the moonshine that's gained its popularity today is corn-based.
Okay.
Every state in the union, basically during Prohibition, had their own style of moonshine. It's just what was available in that geographical area is what they used as a sugar or fermentable. In Colorado, they didn't have a lot of corn, but they had a lot of sugar beets. In the early 1900s, Colorado's cash crop was sugar beets. So moonshiners used sugar beets to make what they called sugar moon.
Oh, okay.
So we use beet sugar, Colorado beet sugar, 100% sugar mash or wash for everything in our mason jar to make a traditional Colorado shine. So our flavors are a little bit sweeter, a little more crisp, and they blend a lot better when you make cocktails with them because you don't have that bitter corn flavor in the backside or in the finish.
That's probably, I can't wait to taste this now because that's probably the one thing I don't
I
like.
think that's what a lot of people have the idea that it's going to be bitter
right.
and it's the corn mash as you were talking about. Do you drink it cold? How do you drink this?
Yeah, our
Besides
kind of-
with your mouth in
kind
a
of-
straw,
yeah.
according to Michael.
Our motto is chill, twist, and sip. We like to try and make our shine as drinkable right out of the bottle as possible. Hence why we've got some 40 proofs. We're almost a mixed drink in a jar.
Yeah.
Our apple pie is a 40 proof. It's 20% alcohol, but all you really need to do is just chill it, pour it over ice, or drink it right out of the jar. A lot of those flavors and where we settled on the proofs or percentage alcohol in it was for tailgating.
Yeah.
Colorado's an outdoor state.
Right. Right.
I don't drink a lot of beer anymore. I like liquor.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And so is my family and my wife. And I found before I started doing this, if we went to a Broncos game, we were tailgating. My wife likes to drink vodka or rum drinks. I got to bring mixers and all this kind of stuff. Well, then I started just putting all that into a mason jar, so it was done for her. I took that into my moonshining.
You're such a good husband.
I took that into my moonshining and just started making these flavors at a certain proof where the alcohol preserves the flavors in it, so you don't have to worry about any of that. But using all natural ingredients and everything like that, and they're just smooth and nice enough where you just spin the lid off of it, pass it around, and enjoy moonshine right out of the mason jar like it's really intended to be drank.
I so desperately want to go stick this in a freezer, get it cool, but I'm going to try it anyway. But before I do,
You'll force yourself.
I'm going to
throw myself
I'm
on
going
the
to throw
jar.
myself on it and force myself to try it anyway. I'm also kind of because my daughter's in design. She went to school in San Francisco of all places. Don't hold that against me. To go to a fancy design school, so I'm always looking at design and branding and stuff like that. Did you guys come up with this? Did you hire somebody to do this? Because this is fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of it was, so we had somebody who put the labels and the designs together. I had a lot of influence.
You got your money's worth.
Yeah, I came up with the logo for the most part, the concept of it, and then we give it to a graphic designer. I went to college at the Colorado Institute of Art here in Denver, right out of high school. I was there for a year. But I know nothing about the digital side of the house, when it comes to filing, and I could draw with a pencil. But, so yeah, it was kind of a collaboration coming together on what we wanted the label to look like to present our.
It's incredibly eye-catching.
Thank you.
It's incredibly eye-catching, and I can tell you, maybe I'm a snob, but rather than stick my nose into the jar, I first sniffed the lid. I know you're going to want. Why am I wanting? You're going to want. That is fantastic.
What flavor did you open?
My mother's apple pie.
There you go.
Right here.
I want to try the Colorado honey.
It is my mom's apple pie right here. I made a big mess. So we're clean up the mess. I'm gonna try 300 Days of Sunshine apple pie, and we'll be right back. All right, Angie, just play Jimi Hendrix while I sit here and sip.
This is definitely a sipping liqueur. It's not like, hey, let's just guzzle it, slam it on the table, and do a shot.
Oh, seriously?
You would like slam it on the table and do a shot of this?
Of this? This is so incredibly smooth. Yes.
Okay, do it. Chug, 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 chug. That's very good, isn't it?
Mike, that is wonderful.
Thank you.
That is really, really wonderful.
It does taste like an apple pie.
It's so.
It tastes so incredibly like an apple pie. You're looking for the crust.
Don't take offense to this, but I didn't expect it to be that smooth. I expected it to be more of what I'm accustomed to, which
kind
is
of like you said, a back taste.
a back taste, sharper, a little harder. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm trying to put words to it that don't fit.
Kind of a bitter or a sharp, like you said, a sharp edge to it.
This is not. This is just
awesome.
like a really smooth. You know how a tequila has a really good tequila has a really smooth kind of
Taste.
texture to it.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's damn good.
Thank you.
You have. Guess where I'm going this weekend.
To Monument
No, well, I may go to Monument. Yes, I may go to Monument.
or Rhino in my case.
I have a new best friend. His name's Mike Gerard.
Well, tell us a
300
little
days.
bit about the Colorado honey. You were talking to me about it off the air.
Yeah, our Colorado Harvest honey is it's 100 proof, so it's a little bit stronger. We use locally sourced honey out of Elizabeth that we just blend with our Sugar Moon, which our Sugar Moon is our clear. Our distillation process, we distill it to about 177 proof, and then we proof it down using distilled water, and we add the honey to it. So you'll get some of the honey settling in the bottom of the jar. You just got to give it a shake. Or just pour it off the top. Depends on how much of a bite you like. But it does have a bit of a moonshine bite because it's 100 proof, so it's a little bit stronger. But it's got a really nice soft honey finish, not overly sweet, and it's extremely universal as far as mixing it with cocktails. It's my go-to. I leave a bottle of that
It's your
in my
go-to
fridge.
for mixing or straight?
Both, actually. It's really nice straight on its own. It's nice on the rocks, but it literally mixes with everything you put in your refrigerator. It's ridiculous what the honey in it does to fruits.
Really?
To sodas. I've mixed it with everything from your light sodas to your dark sodas, whether it's Coke, Mountain Dew, Sprite, root beer,
Really?
Dr. Pepper, all of them, to juices, orange juice, pineapple juice, cranberry juice. I've mixed it with sweet tea just off the shelf, pre-made bottled sweet tea. Goes great with that as well. So much so that we made our own sweet tea.
Now, does that have a kick to it? Is it
The honey
alcohol?
does, yeah. The Harvest honey has a little bit of a kick to it just because it is 100 proof. So you're going to get that initial bite up front because it's quite a bit stronger.
What about the sweet tea? Did you
The sweet
put
tea,
a kick in that?
Yeah, that one's a 40 proof as well. Now, when the alcohol blends with the our type of alcohol blends with the tannins in the tea, you get kind of a crisp, almost a whiskey finishing or a flavor to it. We did pull off on the sugar because it is a southern sweet tea recipe.
Yeah.
South knows how to make tea. I think we make better moonshine than the South myself, but you can't beat southern sweet tea. So that's a stovetop southern sweet tea recipe.
So can I try the Sip and Shine?
The
yeah,
bottle that we haven't discussed
the clear?
Yeah, the clear.
Oh.
This is the one you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
The
so
sugar.
that's our Sugar Moon. Sugar Moon is our traditional Colorado clear shine. That is the base for everything in the mason jar. Starts out as that before we flavor it. The Sugar Moon is just not flavored. We just add a little bit of distilled water to it to proof it from that high proof down to a more palatable level, and that was 105 proof.
Well, from start to end, how long does it take? Like when you say, okay, we're going to make a bottle of whatever, apple pie. When do you start, distilling it to the floor?
So the fermentation process takes anywhere from a week to 10 days. In the summer when it's hot out, the distillery gets a little bit warm in there. Fermentation will be a lot shorter. We've had batches. We ferment about 250 gallons at a time. That will, within about 4 days, when it's about over 80 degrees outside, because that's how hot it is in the distillery.
Yeah.
We don't have AC or anything in there, so it gets pretty warm. The warmer it is in there, the faster fermentation is. We've had them finish as little as 4 days, and then once all the sugars are converted, we average about 11% in our fermenters, and then we just transfer it to the still and run it, and it's a day through the still.
What?
So in the coldest day of December or January, it takes 10 days. The warmer days of summer, we could go from a bag to a bottle in about a week.
Wow.
Okay, so the Sip and Shine, the Sugar Moon, is again incredibly smooth, and maybe you've biased me, but I can see you're right. You could add anything to this.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, it's really universal. Being that
It's actually kind of dangerous. I think it's like
and that one is 100% beet sugar based. So when you distill it out, as far as like classification, our Sugar Moon is
because I think you would find this to me is the classic. This is
Oh, really?
This is
Because
the
this
classic.
is so good, I don't want to taint the flavor in my mouth right now.
Well, and it would, because to me the Sip and Shine, the Sugar Moon, is the classic moonshine to me.
Right.
That's
your clear, higher
Right.
proof.
And you would use
stronger.
that more in cocktails. Or you could sip it too, but you
could
would
sip
use
it
it
too.
more
I
in
mean,
cocktails.
Yeah, we got a lot of people like it straight, but yeah, we make a lot of cocktails with it, and it's the base for all of our flavored shines. So you can see the versatility of it, just in the different flavors that we make with it. There isn't a week go by that we don't have one of our customers or somebody come into our distillery tasting room and say, "You know what I've done with your sugar, man?" I mean,
I'm
Well,
thinking
okay,
how
so
you
tell me,
could
what's
cook
the
with it.
strangest thing you think that you think?
strangest thing. Let's see,
Or,
there's a
or
lot
you
of
thought the most creative thing, maybe is a better way to put it.
Actually, it's the strangest or the most is with marijuana extraction.
Seriously?
Sorry.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Okay, I put that in strange
THC
category.
extraction. Other than that, there's a lot of infusion with it. There's some folks that come in, they buy it religiously, and they use it to make bathtub gins. They put their own botanicals in it. They steep.
Yeah.
And a bathtub gin is basically just adding the botanicals to the bottle itself and letting it steep and giving it that that gin flavor.
Yeah.
They make all kinds of their own gins with it using juniper berries and lavender and lemongrass and all this other stuff that they add to it to make a gin. We kind of took that and we've done that a few times just to try it out, make our own bathtubs. We had a lot of people who use it to make limoncello.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a couple restaurants in Monument and in Palmer Lake. They use it to make limoncello.
Yeah.
The Villa is one of them.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. This is like asking who's your favorite grandchild, and I know they're all the same. What's your favorite?
Everybody always asks me that, and it's.
And you hate the question, don't you?
I do because I like all of them, and with me, it's the day. It's which direction the wind is blowing, the temperature, if it's cold or hot out, just how I'm feeling, if it's morning or night. I like all of them. Hot days, the margarita moon, strawberry lemonade are great. Sweet tea
I was going to say, I think the two I want to try most, peach cobbler, that sounds okay, that's fine, but the margarita moon and the strawberry lemonade, I have a feeling might cause me serious problems.
And Michael, there's a bottle
pretty good.
behind
Yeah.
it that I think you might really enjoy.
There's a what?
A bottle behind it that I think you would enjoy.
Oh yeah, I probably. So tell us it. Hang on, we got to take a break. Well, we're talking to Mike Gerard from. I keep saying it wrong, right?
300 Days of Shine.
300 Days of Shine. 300 Days of Shine. But the website is
The number 3.
Number 3, and then the word 100days.com. Get to it right now, and you got to go find this in the liquor store. You got to go find it. I promise.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew if I had my chance.
All right, let's get started because this is a short segment. Welcome back to the Let's Eat
Who knew
segment
we
of
could
the
talk
Michael
this
Brown
long
Show.
about moonshine?
Of course we can. So get to the website, the number 3, and then the word 100days.com, and then be sure and look for it in your local liquor store. By the way, you brought in a little sample pack that you sell at some or all the liquor stores?
Most liquor stores carry the 50 mils, yeah.
Okay. So little 50 milliliter bottles of samples. If you're a
Make
little
great gift basket.
Yeah, if you're a little reticent or you're looking for a gift,
Or you
you're
just
not
wanna
sure,
taste it.
You just want to taste it and figure out which one you like. Buy that box. I mean, that's an incredibly good idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah, usually you can find them in the stores that do carry our stuff. You find them next to the register, and a lot of times it's just an impulse buy.
Yeah.
You can get one bottle for like $5.
Yeah.
See if you like it, and then go back and buy $7.50 or a big bottle if you want.
Yeah. So what's the average retail price of
Our 40 proofs are all $19.99. Our 100 proofs, Colorado Harvest Honey, Firebomb Cinnamon, and our Sugar Moon are $24.99.
Okay.
And then the one that you're holding right there, they're a little bit more just because of the aging process.
Right. Do you mind if I open this and try it?
Absolutely.
Well, tell people what you're opening.
I am opening the Western Sip and Shine. It's a Centennial Wheat Black. It's 91 proof.
That's probably going to go to the undisclosed location with you this weekend, correct?
Well, no, it's going to go home with me because I'm not going to the undisclosed location this
Oh.
week. I'm going to stay home and sip moonshine all weekend instead.
You and the dog.
Me and the dog are going to sip moonshine. You've made a believer out of me today, Mike.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
you really have. I've always liked these flavored moonshines, but I've never found one that I can honestly say I'll go search for. This is one I'll go search for.
And if people are interested on where to buy your product, on your website you have where to buy, so people can get it.
I sound like I'm kissing up, don't I?
You do a little.
I'm sorry. I'll calm down. They're just really damn good.
They are very good, very good.
I think what fascinates me is you've clearly got a passion for this, and you've produced a great product. So you're thinking about California.
Mm-hmm.
If you do California, what do you think the next step is?
It's just going to be state by state, I think. Just basically getting an idea of demand state by state so that we can, expand our production and not leave anybody short anywhere.
And I think the other reason I like it is I love your background as a, I'll just call you a bomb expert, as an EOD. I love that. Love the fact that you're even though you're out of the military, I don't like to use the word ex-military because once military, you're always military,
Pretty
right?
much, yeah.
And that you have found something that you love, and that it's Colorado.
Yeah.
This isn't New Mexico. This isn't stupid California.
No.
This isn't dumb Texas. I got friends in Texas that that do moonshine and stuff. No, screw them.
It's
This
not.
is
It's not Tennessee. It's not Kentucky.
That's right.
Now we're not Carolina moonshine. We're
Yeah.
Colorado moonshine. A lot of people don't realize that it was a thing here in Colorado, and the history that has been long forgotten of what was going on in Colorado during Prohibition, between the bootlegging warring factions in Pueblo, all the way that moved all the way into Denver.
North Denver, huge part.
Oh,
The Carlinos fighting Roma, fighting the Danas
Right.
down in Pueblo,
Yep.
the shootouts in the streets, the bombings. It was so Pueblo was actually referred to back in the day as Little Chicago.
Yeah.
And Pete Carlino was labeled as the Southern Colorado's Scarface, basically the Capone of Southern Colorado.
All right. Okay, so I want everybody to get to their favorite liquor store, look for 300 Days of Sunshine Moonshine. If they don't
Or
have
300 Days of Shine.
300 Days of Shine.
Moonshine.
Yes.
They have a tasting
300
room in
Days
Rhino and
you're
one
right.
in Monument.
One in Monument. Get to the website, 300days.com. Mike, thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Are you kidding? Thank you. Sing it, Kate.